What up, boys, and welcome back to yet another video. So in today's video, we're going to be talking the War Within, and specifically gold making in War Within, because naturally, now that the beta has started, I get a lot of questions from you guys about the War Within, like what are the best gold farms, have I played the beta, did I find anything insane? So that's kind of the things that we're going to talk about in today's video. Firstly, though, I do want to mention that I'm already now starting updating the complete gold guide for retail WoW. So if you don't have the gold guide yet, you can grab it for 50% off using discount code STUDENT. And I will update this with the best talents, the best professions, the profession specs, all the best gold farms in general to do in the War Within. So if you get the gold guide now, you don't have to worry. As soon as I update the gold guide, and I keep on updating the gold guide in the next expansion, you guys will receive every single one of those updates sent automatically to your email. So that's going to be linked down below in the description. But you're slightly limited to what you can do on the beta and also the alpha. And I mean, obviously, everything is subject to change on an alpha and a beta, but there's still a lot of cool things that you can look at. And I've already made like a giant list of potential good gold farms to do in the alpha or in the beta and the War Within. So I do want to say that a lot of these farms, they never make it to live servers. Like you might find 10 like absolutely broken methods of farming gold, like they're absolutely wild, and in most cases they're not going to make it to the actual game release. Maybe a couple of them do, and then everyone does that farm for like a day or two, and then Blizzard ends up nerfing it. But there's a lot of really good gold farms that you want to jump on fast before they get adjusted. They're usually never made like complete worthless, but they might go from killing 12,000 mobs an hour down to just killing a couple thousand mobs per hour. So everything is quite tough to test out on the beta and the alpha, also because you don't have a 2x4 gold farms. But we're going to talk about in this video what I've been doing so far. So first of all, this different realms on the beta. There's these goes to 11, and then there's Alleria and Khadgar. Alleria and Khadgar pretty much being the same thing, where you can make a template level 70 character, or you can just copy one of your characters from retail WoW over to the beta. While the other realm, these go to 11, is like a level 80 realm, where you will get a level 80 or make a level 80 character, and you can pick up any profession, speed level it up, spend as many profession points as you want to. You can queue PvP, dungeons, battlegrounds. It's basically to test instant content. So you cannot make a level 80 and you just go out in the open world and do quests and whatnot. That is what Alleria and Khadgar is for. But on the these go to 11 realm, where you get a level 80, I did some testing that I already did back on the alpha. I pretty much just been messing around with different specs to see what is the best farming spec for a Guardian Druid if you wanted to do a solo farm, let's say skinning, and what is the best farm spec if you want to play a balanced Druid in like a group farm in the beginning of the War Within. So I've been kind of playing around with the different specs, trying to find what I consider to be the best one. Now, again, like everything here is subject to change, so like some of the talents might be changed around and are not going to be as good as they are on the beta. But I will make sure to keep my current talents and everything as soon as the game is out updated in the gold guide, but also on my Discord. Another thing that I've looked at is professions. Like, how are the professions doing? How is skinning? How is herbalism and mining? What specialization do you want to go for those professions? And so far, it is very clear that tailoring and skinning is going to be my go-to specs on my Druid tune. And that is simply because enchanting was really good in Dragonflight, because you could specialize into getting more awakened, more rousing, pretty much more elemental materials when doing elemental farms. So it made sense to go enchanting solely based on that. And then you would also go tailoring in Dragonflight because you can then get more cloth and the specialized cloth. That's not the case. That's not a thing with the enchanting in the War Within. You do, however, with tailoring, you can go into the specialization efficient treading, which will give you an increased chance on getting more loot. So that's very efficient to go into like efficient treading, so you can get more cloth whenever you kill stuff. So just that's gonna be my spec, just going straight into tailoring and then going efficient treading right here, because you have a chance of finding more cloth from humanoids in Cas Algar. So as you can see right here, you can get a 5% increased cloth from humanoids, 10% increase, and then you can find the bolts from humanoid and not only the cloth, and then another chance at getting more bolts from the humanoids once again, and then increase your chance to find Weaver cloth from humanoids in Cas Algar by 25%. So that's obviously going to be good. And then you can also go into less is more as well if you want to make it into like bolts. It all makes sense to go tailoring on your gold farming toon. And then the reason why I want to do skinning is because, like in Dragonflight, you would have to have two different farming characters. You would have one character that had the ability to to go enchanting, so you could get the items to disenchant. Right, so you would get the items that you could disenchant for the materials, and then you would go tailoring, because then you could get specialized cloth and more cloth as well. So it didn't matter what farm you did; you always wanted to have the combination of enchanting and tailoring on your toon. But that's not the case. So right now, you might as well just have one farming toon. Whenever, like one toon that you're going to do group farming content with, that has tailoring and skinning, because then regardless if you're doing like a group farm for skinning where you're killing beasts for meat and also skin, or killing humanoids for cloth, you can just bring the same toon. And by the looks of it, there's going to be a lot of like AoE farms where you're going to be killing beasts as well, so group skinning farms. I've done a lot of testing on the alpha and also the beta, and there is a lot of completely broken gold farms that I've found so far, and the list is gigantic. I have so many farms listed to try out. So obviously I'll put these into the gold guide. Some of them are going to be viable on release, some of them won't be. I'm just going to have to remove the ones that aren't. But if you guys want to like follow my progress and see whatever I'm doing on the alpha or the beta right now, and all the farms that I'm finding, I'm doing them on my live stream. But if you don't have the time and you don't feel like checking out the live stream, then I typically upload all my testing farms and all the War Within stuff on my second YouTube channel. It's called Student TV, and I basically just post whenever I live stream and I do a gold farm, I upload that segment on the second YouTube channel. And whenever I'm testing for new gold farms, I put the testing results and everything, like the clip of me doing that, onto the second YouTube channel. It's pretty much a place where I can spam stuff that I'm do on my live stream, but it could be interesting for you to pretty much just follow along what I'm doing when I'm testing the War Within stuff on that YouTube channel. So I'm going to link that down below in the description. Now, one thing that is messed up that I made a video about once I played the alpha as well was that right now you could actually do skinning. I couldn't do that early on in the alpha, but in the beta right now I can test out a lot of skinning farms. Like the mobs drop different materials, different meat, different specialized material. You can skin the mobs. All of that is good. But most of the insane gold farms comes from killing humanoids. And I've killed humanoids in a lot of different zones, a lot of absolutely insane hyper spawns, but they don't drop any cloth. Like Blizzard, it's clear that Blizzard still haven't updated all the loot tables. So I killed hundreds, thousands of mobs and didn't get any green items. The mobs would only drop straight up gold or Dragonflight gray items. Like they didn't have anything else on their loot table. And historically speaking, 99% of all humanoid mobs in the new content have just dropped cloth, right? And right now, it doesn't seem like anything drops cloth or like BOE greens, let alone BOE epics, blues. mounts, you name it. So we still don't know if there will be like BOE epic farming in the War Within. It's kind of hard to test the different farms. If I have like 5 different potential cloth farms, which cloth farm is going to be the best, which one yields me the most cloth per hour. It's very hard to test all of those things. So I'm just doing the best that I can with what I have to test all the different farms, and then I'm going to put them into the gold guide. Obviously, make video of them as well and put them up on this channel as soon as the War Within is live and I can actually see what the results are like. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of different potential gold farms that you guys can do. And then once we figure out which one is actually the best ones, I'm going to limit it down in the gold guide and only leave it like the best gold farms. And then a couple of alternatives if you struggle with competition and so on. So yeah, a lot of cool locations in the War Within so far. There looks like there's a lot of valid gold farms for something like solo skinning, where you're pulling like a big area of mobs. They don't hyper spawn, but by the time you've pulled and killed all the mobs, they will start respawning again. So there's a lot of potential cool farms in the War Within. But like the longevity of the gold farms in the War Within is still to be determined. Like BFA was a great example where you had like an epic mount dropping in each zone, and you also had epic BOE items. They could even Warforge, and then whenever there was a new patch, the item level of the BOE epics would be increased, so it was still valid to do current content gold farming. So there's a lot of unanswered questions, but so far, Druid as a gold farming class looks really, really good. They look strong as they always are. And I really like the scenery of the zones. There's a lot of cool gold farming spots that could be really good. But we need full loot tables and, of course, a bunch of people to do these with appropriate add-ons so we can track the amount of kills and raw gold and materials per hour and so on. So yeah, stay tuned for more videos. Of course, as I said, make sure to check out the second YouTube channel if you want to see me test this on my live stream. And of course, don't forget to pick up the 0 to 10 million gold guide, which will naturally, as I've said many times now, be updated with the best War Within gold farms. And I'm just gonna get rid of this nasty cough, and then I'm gonna keep at it at the beta and find the absolute best ways to make gold in the new expansion. And with that being said, appreciate you guys watching the videos as always. Make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel as well, of course, and you'll be updated as soon as I upload another video. And with that being said, guys, cheers, have a great weekend, and I will see you all back in at tomorrow's video. But until then, bye-bye.